Hi Kevin, what an incredible barnstorming speech from Suella Braverman. She really went beyond the brief of Home Secretary. That's a pitch for leadership if I've ever seen one.
That was going to be my first question. It was more of a pitch for the leadership than an analysis of the migrant crisis or the scourge of wokery. That was make me your Prime Minister, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, and a number of the things she talked about, luxury beliefs. That was, I think, that phrase is going to take on some. Yeah, I think a lot of people are going to feel resonation with that. A lot of people will see there are people who really think, you know, oh yes, we should let all the migrants in, but actually certainly not in my street. Very interesting saying the only use for the British passports was to go to their second homes in Tuscany. I think there'll be a lot of resonation with that. That'll connect with a lot of people, perhaps even more than Rishi Sunak's speech tomorrow, although we'll wait and see what happened. But really, this has been a fairly quiet conference in terms of speeches. Even James Cleverly, who's quite a popular politician, the hall was half full for him. The hall was very full for Suella Braverman. Not totally full, but very full, and she got a standing ovation for what was an absolutely astonishing speech. She spoke very, very well, very strongly. A lot of those messages will go down very well, not just with the Conservative Party members here in Manchester, but I think at home as well. I think this speech will be talked about for some time as her pitch for leadership. If the Conservatives lose the next election and there is a vacancy, if Rishi Sunak has to resign, she will certainly run, but this speech is the one that people will go back to time and time again for her core beliefs. We learned a lot more about Suella Braverman, I think, from that speech than we have perhaps known previously. She talked about things that are nothing really to do with being Home Secretary, like net zero, a bit of wokeness, things like that, that are just not really in her remit, but that's not what people came to hear anyway. They came to hear a bit about migration. She talked about the hurricane of migration. She certainly spoke about her support for the police, saying that the Labour Party, she believed, didn't believe in legal migration, didn't believe that Britain's borders should be secure, really parked her tanks on Sadiq Khan's lawn and also that of Keir Starmer. It was a very oppositional speech to them as well, and it emphasises, I think, that Suella Braverman is a big campaigner. She's a governor, yes, she's in the Home Office and she's Home Secretary, but she will always campaign, and that is what she did in this speech today.
Indeed. Peter, thank you so much. Excellent analysis there of Suella Braverman's keynote speech. As Peter said, it is being heralded as a blockbuster, a barnstorming speech in which she's laid out her case, I think, for being the next leader of the Tory party. I think the one area that perhaps doesn't hold water is her contention that they're really getting a grip on the migrant crisis. She called it the hurricane of migration, unprecedented mass migration. Well, so far, Tories aren't doing very much about that. So when she says we're going to get a grip, how does that go hand in hand with the fact that 500 migrants came across the Channel over the weekend alone?